Hello students. Asexual and sexual reproduction in plants. Already we saw asexual reproduction and vegetative reproduction. Today we are going to see sexual reproduction. In this, pre-fertilization structure and events. In pre-fertilization structure and events, we are going to see male reproductive part and female reproductive part. What is sexual reproduction? Sexual reproduction involves the production and fusion of male and female gamete. Production means gametogenesis and fusion means fertilization. This picture shows flower part. In this, there are four whorls: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. In reproduction, androecium and gynoecium is the essential part. Already we saw in 11th standard. Now pre-fertilization structure and events. In this male reproductive part, androecium is the male reproductive part. Androecium is made up of stamens. Each stamen possesses an anther and a filament. Anther bears pollen grains which represent the male gametophyte. Stages in the development of anther, the picture have shown. Development of anther. How the anther develops? A very young anther develops as a homogeneous mass of cells and assumes a four-lobed structure. In each lobe, hypodermal cells function as archisporial cells and divide to form 2 to 5 layers of anther walls composed of endothecium, middle layer and tapetum. Microsporogenesis. The formation of haploid microspores from diploid microspore mother cell through meiosis is called microsporogenesis. Microspores remain free in anther and develop into pollen grain. These are present in anther. In some plants, all the microspores in a microsporangium remain held together called pollinium. Pollinia are attached to a clamp or clip-like sticky structure called corpusculum. The filamentous of thread-like part arising from each pollinium is called retina. The whole structure looks like inverted Y and is called translator. These are the few types of anthers, pollen grains present in plant. Next one is structure of anther, mature anther. TS of mature anther, the cross section, transverse section of mature anther shows anther wall, anther cavity, connective, anther wall. The mature anther wall consists epidermis, endothecium, middle layer, tapetum. Epidermis, it is single layered and protective in function. It does the protection for the anther, pollen grain. Endothecium, it is found below the epidermis. The cells are hygroscopic. They cell along the junction of the two sporangia of an anther lobe. Like this thickening is called stomium. Middle layer. 2 to 3 layers of cells next to endothecium constitute middle layers. They disintegrate or get crushed during maturity. Tapetum, it is the innermost layer of anther wall. It nourishes the developing sporogenous tissue, microspore mother cell and microspores. Tapetum also control the fertility or sterility of the microspore or pollen grain. Two types of tapetum. Secretory tapetum, otherwise called parietal or glandular or cellular. That means the tapetum remains the original position. Invasive Invasive tapetum or periplasmodial, which means the cells loses their wall and the protoplast. Another one type is amoeboidal tapetum. Because of its amoeboidal movement, it's known as amoeboid tapetum. Now anther cavity. The anther cavity is filled with microspores. Connective is a tissue. It is the column of sterile tissue surrounded by the anther lobe. It possesses vascular tissues. Next, functions of tapetum. It supplies nutrition to the developing microspores. It contributes sporopollenin through abscisic bodies. Thus play an important role in pollen wall formation. The pollen kit material is contributed by tapetal cells and is later transferred to the pollen surface. Exin proteins responsible for rejection reaction of the stigma are present in the cavity of the exine. These proteins are derived from tapetal cells. Microspores and pollen grains. The pollen grain is derived from the microspore. The microspore have protoplast surrounded by a wall. The pollen protoplast consists of dense cytoplasm with a centrally located nucleus. The wall is differentiated into two layers. Inner wall is called intine and outer wall is called exine. Shape of a pollen grain varies from species to species. It may be globous, ellipsoid, fusiform, lobed, angular or crescent shaped. The size of the pollen varies from 10 micrometers in monozoites to 200 micrometers in members of the family Cucurbitaceae and Nyctaginaceae. The wall material sporopollenin is contributed by both pollen cytoplasm and tapetum. It is derived from carotenoids. It is resistant to physical and biological decomposition. It helps to withstand high temperature and is resistant to strong acid, alkali and enzyme reaction. Hence, it preserves the pollen for long period in fossil deposits, and it also protects pollen during its journey from anther to stigma. Pollen kit. It contributes by the tapetum and colored yellow or orange and is chiefly made of carotenoids or flavonoids. It is an oily layer forming a thick viscous coating over pollen surface. It attracts insects and protects damage from UV radiation. Up to this, we are seeing about male gametophyte in this androecium. In androecium, anther is present. Inside the anther, the pollen grain is present. We are discussing about that pollen grain. Now, the development of male gametophyte. The picture have given development of male gametophyte. The microspore is the first cell of the male gametophyte and is haploid. The nucleus of the microspore divides to form a vegetative and generative nucleus. A wall is laid around to form two unequal cells, a large food reserve vegetative cell and a small generative cell. At this two-celled stage, the pollens are liberated from the anther. Further, the growth occurs only if the pollen reaches the right stigma. Up to this, male gametophyte is over. Now, female reproductive part. The female reproductive part means gynoecium. Gynoecium represents the female reproductive part of the flower. The gynoecium represents one or more pistil of a flower. The word pistil refers to the ovary, style and stigma. All these parts together called pistil. The ovary consists ovule. The picture shown the structure of ovule. The structure of ovule megasporangium. Ovule is protected by one or two covering called integument. A mature ovule consists of a stalk and a body. The stalk or funiculus, the stalk otherwise called funiculus, is present at the base and it attaches the ovule to the placenta. The point of attachment of funicle to the body of the ovule is known as hilum. Funicle is adnate to the body of the ovule forming a ridge called rave. The body of the ovule is made up of parenchymatous tissue called nucellus. The nucellus is enveloped by one or two protective covering called integument. The nucellus, the integument and the funicle meet or merge is called as chalaza. In the nucellus, towards the micropylar end called embryo sac or female gametophyte. In some species, the inner layer of the integument to perform the nutritive function for the embryo sac and is called as endothelium. Already we saw endothelium in male reproductive part. Here it is an endothelium or integumentary tapetum. Based on the position of the sporogenous cell, there are two types of ovule. Tenuinucellate type. Sporogenous cell is a hypodermal. Sporogenous cell is a hypodermal with small nucellus. Another one is crassinucellate type, subhypodermal sporogenous cell with a large nucellus. Group of cells between the chalaza and embryo sac is called hypostat. The thick-walled cell found above the micropylar is called epistax. Next, types of ovule based on position of the micropylar, funicle and chalaza. There are 6 types of ovules. Orthotropous, which means the micropyle, the funicle and the chalaza lie in one straight vertical line. Example, Peperaceae, Polygonaceae. Anatrophous, the body of the ovule becomes completely inverted and it is found in dicots and monocots. Hemianatrophous, the body of the ovule is placed transversely and at right angle to the funicle. Example, Perimulaceae. Amphilotrophous, the body of the ovule at the micropylar end is curved and more or less bean shaped. Example, Leguminaceae. Amphitrophous, the distance between hilum and chalaza is less. The curvature of the ovule leads to horseshoe shaped nucellus. Example, some Alismataceae. Cercinotrophous, funiculus is very long and surrounds the ovule. Example, Cactaceae. These are the types of ovules. Next is megasporogenesis. Already we saw microsporogenesis. Now it is megasporogenesis. Megasporogenesis means development of megaspore from a megaspore mother cell is called megasporogenesis. Here the picture shown development of ovule and embryo sac of Polygonum type. The ovule develops a single hypodermal cell and functions as archisporium. In some plants, the archiporial cell may directly function as megaspore mother cell. In other, it may undergo a division. The megaspore mother cell undergo meiotic division to form 4 haploid megaspores. The functional megaspore forms the female gametophyte or embryo sac is called monosporic. Example, Polygonum. Of the 4 megaspore formed, if 2 are involved in embryo sac, formation is called bisporic. Example, ileum. If all the 4 megaspores are involved in embryo sac formation, is called tetrasporic. Example, peperomia. Development of embryo sac. The functional megaspore is the first cell of the embryo sac or female gametophyte. The picture is structure of embryo sac. Embryo sac, how it appears. The megaspore elongates, the nucleus undergo a mitotic division, a large central vacuole appears between the two daughter nuclei. The vacuole expands and pushes the nuclei towards the opposite pole of the embryo sac. Both the nuclei divide twice mitotically, forming the 4 nuclei at each pole. At this stage, all the 8 nuclei are present in a common cytoplasm. After the last nuclear division of the 4 nuclei, at the micropylar end of the embryo sac, 3 organize into an egg apparatus. The 4th one is left free in the cytoplasm as the upper polar nucleus. 3 nuclei of the chalazal end form 3 antipodal cells, whereas the 4th one functions as the lower polar nucleus. Depending on the plant, the 2 polar nuclei may remain free or may fuse to form a secondary nucleus. The egg apparatus is made up of a central egg cell and 2 synergids, one on each side of the egg cell. Function of synergids: it secrete chemotrophic substances that help to attract the pollen tube. The filiform apparatus of synergids help in the absorption, conduction of nutrient from the nucellus to embryo sac. It also guides the pollen tube into the egg. Thus, four-celled with 8 nucleate embryo sac is formed. Up to this, that male gametophyte and female gametophyte is complete. Now you write the home test. 2 more questions. To write the home test, 2 more questions. What is clone? Define reproductive propagules. What is the role of axillary bud in vegetative reproduction? What is nucellus? What is endothelium? Differentiate hypostase from epistase. 3 more questions. Reproduction is inevitable biological process. Justify the statement and also mention the types of reproduction. What is sexual reproduction? Give an example. Define epiphyllous buds. 5 more questions. What are the advantages of natural vegetative reproduction? Describe the structure of ovule. What are the types of ovule? Up to this, today's class is over. Thank you.